Hello everyone. Now this presentation is about how to generate bulk questions and upload onto the learning management system. And I would like to show some procedures that we can use to do that. Now, adding questions in bulk can be a time-saving way to populate quizzes. There are a few ways of adding quiz questions to Moodle. One of these is the Akin format. The Akin format is a very easy way to add questions using a text file, and the process is in three parts. So this is the first: create multiple choice questions in a text file, import the questions into Moodle by uploading the text file, and set the parameters in the quiz activity module and add the quizzes. Now, creating a single document containing all your multiple choice questions will save you time, especially if you have a large number of questions. So all you need to do is either to use a notepad if you're using Windows, or use Microsoft Word if you're using Mac. And the way to go about this is to right click your mouse anywhere in your document and select text document. But if you're using Microsoft Word in Mac, that can still be used. It's but expedient that once you're done and you want to save, make sure that you save as plain text, which I'm going to show as we continue. Now, so the second step will be to now write your multiple choice questions using the Akin format. And finally, if you're saving as either Word or plain text, you can save as a UTF-8 encoding.txt file. So these are sample questions that I've put together, and this is the Akin format. You have the question on one line, and then you have the options, and you have the answer. So this is the question, this is option A, this is option B, option C, option D. So if you already wrote your questions in a Word document, you need to copy and then paste into a text file, or you can leave it in Word, but make sure that by the time you want to save, you save as plain text. So each answer choice must start with a single uppercase letter. This is capital A dot space, then the option, capital B dot space, the option, capital C dot space, the option, capital D dot space, the option, and then the answer, colon, space, then the right answer. So the answer line must immediately follow, starting with the answer, and then colon, followed by space, and the right answer. So ensure that you do not use question numbers. As you can see, my questions are not numbered. So if you have them numbered, you have to remove them, because Moodle will generate question numbers later. Now, you need to leave a blank space between questions. So this is question 1, there's a blank space, and this is question 2, you have a blank space, question 3, so you need to leave blank spaces. So when you are finished formatting the questions, you can now save your file. So this is for those that are using text file.txt. However, if you're using Microsoft Word, I'm going to show what you need to do in order to save your file. So this question, same questions are represented in Microsoft Word. So to save this file, what you need to do is click on File and click on Save. And so it's going to ask you which file format you're going to save in. So just click on this drop down arrow and save as plain text. So you can see it's a .txt file. So once you save as plain text and you click on save, then of course you could see that these are Mac operating system features, and these are the questions, sample questions preview. So just click on OK for it to be saved as .txt, and it should be good and ready for upload. So once you have created and properly formatted your .txt file, You can now import your questions into Moodle, and these are the few steps you need to go through. You add a category in the question bank, and then you import the questions to the new category. So I'm going to really show this in the next step. Alright, so now you have to log into Moodle with your username and password and go to your course. So I'm going to take a typical course here. Go to your course. This is a typical course, ACC 111, Introduction to Accounting. Now your course page, you will select the gear icon, and this is the gear icon. You select the gear icon here. And once you select that, you'll see a drop down list. So this is a drop down list, and you click on more, and once you click on more, you're going to see the question bank on the course administration page. So this is the course administration page. You're going to see the question bank. So when you click on the question bank, you would see categories. In the navigation pane, you will see the categories that have been created by default. So this is default for ACC 111. There are no questions in it. There are no questions in all these categories. So all you need to do will be to click on the add category feature and to create a category. So let's say you want to create a category called test. You click on add category. Add category. So this category is being created now. So you can see there's a new category that's been created which is called test, and that's where we're moving our questions into. Now you could see that at the top navigation pane you have the questions, you have the categories, and of course you have the import. So the next thing to do after creating the category, just click on the import, and this will launch you into moving your questions into Moodle. Now under the file format, you'll see Akin. Click on Akin format and you scroll down and click on General, and you select your import category. Of course, remember that we've created a category called test, and you now import your file. So there are two ways in which you can do this. It's either you drag and drop the text file containing your questions into this box, or you click choose a file to upload the file by browsing. Choose a file, upload a file, then choose a file. Then of course it's on my document on my desktop, so I'm going to look for that file for uploading. Okay, so this is the file. So, and when the file is selected, click upload this file. So this is the .txt file containing my questions, and then finally you click on import. So if your upload is successful, you'll be able to select continue. There are 10 questions I've put in that .txt file, and these are the 10 questions that you can see here. So if it's successful, all you need to do is just click on continue, and there are 10 questions in the text category right now. So you can see a cursory overview of all the questions that has been imported into the test category that you created in Moodle. So once that's completed, you will see all your questions displayed in this format. So the next thing will be to go to the third path, which entails setting the parameters and of course moving the questions from the category into the quiz module. So we're here on to the final part, and of course in this part we're going to deploy the activity called quiz, and to do this all you need to do is click on turn editing on, And once editing is turned on, you can go to the specific topic to deploy your quiz. So I'm going to click on add an activity or resource and choose the quiz activity and I click on add. Now, so I'm going to be presented with a frame and input boxes where I'll be asked to set some parameters. So the name is Computer Marked Assessment CMA on Study Session 1. Description. So I have to leave a description for the students. Please ensure you attempt this quiz. As it's going to be part of your continuous assessment. That's a description, and of course ensure you also check this box. This is to display description on course page. Then click on timing to enable the timing. So enable this box. I can set the duration when the quiz opens and when it closes. So it opens today, 24th of August 2021, and of course it's closing on the 28th of August 2021. At what time? At 11:59. All right, and of course, what's the duration of the quiz, the time limit on the quiz? So if it's 10 questions, I could say, all right, 8 minutes per 10 questions. So this is dependent on the number of questions that you have imputed or that you're asking them to do. Now, when time expires, open attempts are submitted automatically. There are 3 options there, but I can tell you that this is the best option out of the 3. Open attempts are submitted automatically. And of course, you can go to layout. So layout, we want every question to be on every page. So that's every question. Of course, there are other options here that you can pick, but every question to be on a page, that's my own choice. And how will the question behave? Question behavior. Yes, shuffle within questions. So that's yes. And most importantly, under the review options, please endeavor to uncheck all the boxes. So there are very cogent reasons for doing that. So that the quiz will not be reviewed later by the students once an attempt is made. So ensure you uncheck, and of course, if you noticed, I unchecked from the bottom. So from the bottom up, that's the only way you can uncheck everything. All right, so those are the basic parameters you need to set, and once that is done, just click on save and display. So now we're going to add the questions. So you could see that the quiz is set for today, 24th of August, and of course it's closing on the 28th of August, and no question has been added yet. So this is the final task that we need to do to add the questions to the quiz. So you click on edit quiz, and once you click on edit quiz, you can add quiz from the question bank that you have created. So how do you do this? So you're going to click on add. So when you click on add, there are 3 options here. You have add new questions that you want to start adding one by one, or you can add from question bank. So what I want to do now is to add from the question bank that we have created. You can also add a random questions. For instance, if you have uploaded like about 200 questions and you want students to do a particular number like 30, so the questions will be randomized and the students will be given 30 out of 200 or out of 300 or out of 400 that are in the question bank. So this is the good thing about randomization. But let's first of all go to question bank. So we want to add questions from the question bank. So you could see, if you click on the category, you see a lot of categories categories that have been created. This is the one for the text that we have created. So you can add all these questions to the quiz. So into this, just click on all this, click on this and it selects everything, and then you can click add selected questions to quiz, and then add it to quiz. Let me take you back to how you can add random questions. So you click on add random questions, and of course you can select the category where the questions are from. So this is 10 questions are here, but automatically if you have like 200 in this category or 300 in this category, you can tell Moodle how many questions should be added to the students. So number of random questions to add. So since I have 10, I could just say, okay, give everyone 5. So what it means is that Moodle will take any 5 out of this 10 and give to the students. So finally, click on add random questions. That's what's going to play out. All right. So let's go back to adding questions from the question bank. So click on we'll click on shuffle, which so that this can be shuffled, and then click on add from question bank. So we would click on this to select all the questions, and we click on add selected questions to the quiz. So once that is done, you can see these are the questions. The questions have been added to the quiz now. All right. So one thing you need to know here is that if you're adding questions that are not up to 10, for example, the maximum grade here is 10. If you're adding 5, then you need to change the value here to 5. But because this is 10, this is 10, so it's fine. So you can click on save, and the questions are added. The questions are added. Let's go back to the course page and have a view and have a feel of what we have deployed. This is CMA on study session 1. All right, so it's asked us to preview the quiz now. Start attempt. Yes, these are the questions. So you could see in the quiz navigation pane that we have 10 questions. And of course, it started reading. It's for 8 minutes. These 10 questions will have to be done for 8 minutes. And this is the first questions. And this is the first question. So you can click on next page to see question 2. This is question 2. All right, you could see. So if you are able to follow these steps, you'll be able to deploy multiple choice questions using bulk upload of questions into the quiz module. Thank you. God bless.